Well, CES 2021 has come to an end, and now it's time to take a look at the best gaming laptops coming out this year. Now, this video is all based on information that was provided for me, as CES was an all-digital event thanks to human malware. So unlike normal, this means that I haven't actually had a chance to test out any of these laptops in person yet. I will have heaps more information coming though, so make sure you're subscribed for the upcoming full reviews. The biggest news was of course from Nvidia and AMD. We're going to have high-end gaming laptops featuring AMD's Ryzen 5000 series processors with Nvidia RTX 3000 series graphics. Exactly what people were asking for most of last year. Both companies are claiming some pretty good performance numbers. But as always, wait for third-party testing before buying anything, which should be in the next few weeks. I'll definitely be doing as many comparisons as I can between last gen and new gen. Something else I noticed this year were plenty of new screen options coming, which a lot of companies seem to be taking advantage of. We've now got up to 1080p 360Hz panels for esports players, as well as 1440p 165Hz and even 240Hz options. I know some of you are going to say, who needs refresh rates that high? And look, 144Hz is perfectly fine for me. But that said, I have seen demos with 240Hz and 300Hz side by side, and I could actually tell a difference in CSGO and Dota 2. Regardless, it's nice just to have options. In terms of gaming laptop with most innovation, I've got to give it to the ASUS ROG Flow X13. This is the first 13-inch Ryzen-based gaming laptop that I've ever seen. And while that's interesting enough, it doesn't stop there. ASUS are using a direct PCIe connection port so that you can connect a small external GPU enclosure with up to RTX 3080 graphics for even more power. External GPUs, or eGPUs, have existed for quite a while, but the XG Mobile is actually quite small and portable comparatively. ASUS are also introducing the new TUF-F15 gaming laptop, a thinner machine using Intel's 11th gen Tiger Lake H35 quad-core processors, though I suspect many people may be more interested in the updates to the TUF-A15. ASUS have added additional holes in the bottom panel for airflow and expanded the heat pipes. Good news, as thermals were a concern last generation. The Zephyrus G15 has basically been redesigned to be a larger version of the G14, going right up to 8-core Ryzen 9 5900HS processor and Nvidia RTX 3080 graphics. It's not too big for a 15-inch machine, has a fairly large 90Wh battery, and has impressive screen options right up to 1440p 165Hz. I can't wait to get this one in for testing. ASUS in general also made some big changes to their higher-end gaming laptops. Instead of waiting for Intel 11th gen, they're now offering Ryzen 5000 paired with Nvidia graphics right up to the top-end RTX 3080 with 16GB of VRAM. And this was the case with the Scar 15, Scar 17, and Zephyrus Duo 15, their dual-screen design. Not only that, but all these ROG models also get USB Type-C charging up to 100 watts, and they now come with liquid metal by default. And that move to higher-end Ryzen gaming laptops is exactly what people have been asking for ever since Ryzen 4000 last year. So it's nice that someone has done it. ASUS weren't alone in this regard though. Lenovo also have some interesting Ryzen-based models coming. Last year, the Legion 7i was an Intel-only model. Now it's available with 8-core Ryzen 9 processors and also in a new 16-inch size. The popular Legion 5, which I said was the best Ryzen gaming laptop of 2020, also got some updates. Again, latest Nvidia RTX 3000 graphics and Ryzen 5000 processors, but also with some of the new screen options with faster refresh rates I mentioned earlier. Moving over to Acer, and they've refreshed both the Nitro 5 and popular Helios 300 with RTX 3000 graphics. That was pretty much it for the Helios though, no further changes. The Helios was one of the best gaming laptops in 2019. In 2020, it didn't change too much and the competition caught up. So without other notable improvements, it might just end up being pretty average. I figured it was worth mentioning here just to keep you up to date. The Nitro 5 on the other hand receives CPU upgrades to either AMD Ryzen 5000 or Intel H35 quad-core processors. Interestingly, the Nitro 5 is also now available with faster screen options than the Helios 300, despite it being traditionally a lower tier model. Combined with the fact that the Nitro can be spec'd right up to overclockable 8-core Ryzen 9 5900HX and Nvidia RTX 3080, it's no longer just a budget-friendly gaming laptop. Though it will of course still have a cheaper version. This was just an unexpected turn of events. Considering that the chassis is still on, let's say, the cheaper side, this could result in one of the cheaper RTX 3080 gaming laptops. Not to say a 3080 gaming laptop will be cheap, I just mean relative to other models. Acer has also introduced their new all-metal Triton 300 SE, a 14-inch gaming laptop with Intel 11th gen H35 processors and Nvidia RTX 3060 graphics with a 1080p 144Hz screen. It's on the thinner side and doesn't look like your typical flashy gaming laptop, something that could also be taken into a professional environment. I'm really interested to see how this one goes. I guess between this, the TUF-F15, and ASUS ROG Flow X13, then you could say I'm pretty interested in testing those thinner and smaller gaming laptops. Now, everything wasn't all wonderful at CES. I was a little disappointed by Razer, and to a lesser extent MSI. Razer's Blade lineup has some nice updates to the screen, and there were a few other improvements, like the Blade now taking two M.2 SSDs instead of one. But realistically, apart from the refresh to Nvidia RTX 3000 graphics, they're continuing with Intel 10th gen processors. Now, I can only assume that they plan on refreshing them once higher-end Intel 11th gen Tiger Lake 6 and 8 core processors are available. But for now, it just seems pretty hard to suggest if they're gonna refresh it in a few months. I don't know about you, but if I knew something new was coming in a few months, I would just hold on a little. MSI followed a similar trend. No talk of AMD gaming laptops, and they're sticking to Intel 10th gen for now. Again, presumably until 11th gen is available. MSI do have the Alpha 15 and Bravo 15 gaming laptops, but these haven't been announced to be refreshed with Ryzen 5000 yet. After doing some more thinking, I remembered that both were Radeon graphics based. And in the recent AMD CES keynote, Lisa Su did make a mention of RDNA 2 coming to laptops in the not too distant future. So perhaps MSI might just be waiting for a new graphics option before refreshing those. Regardless, MSI did at least launch a few new gaming laptops. The GE76 is basically the largest 17-inch version of the GE66 that came out a year earlier. And while I think it's a nice addition, it seems a bit strange that it came out now. Why didn't we just get this a year ago? As most of MSI's models do have a 15 and 17-inch version already. And why didn't we get a 17-inch version of the GS66? I guess it misses out. The other two new models were the GP66 and GP76, which replaced the dated design of the GP65 and GP75 respectively, giving it a similar design aesthetic to the GE66 and GE76. So completely blacked out. Gigabyte were another where they've just done the RTX 3000 refresh. Not too surprising though, as all the models I've tested by them are Intel based. I'd personally love to see a high-end Ryzen creator laptop like the Aero 15 with OLED, but for now, I guess I'll keep dreaming. I didn't hear much from HP with regards to Ryzen gaming laptops. I saw some listings for Intel 10th gen models with RTX 3070 graphics. I'm assuming the Ryzen models will get an upgrade too, as the Omen 15 last year was quite a popular model, so it was strange that there was no big news about that one. Maybe I just missed it though, let me know. Out of all those models, personally, I'm most interested in checking out the new ASUS ROG Flow X13, because it's just so different compared to alternatives out there. The Lenovo Legion 5 was extremely popular last year, and for good reason, so I can't wait to compare it with the new version. The Legion 7 moving to Ryzen was also an interesting move, and with the newer 16-inch size, it's another one that I really can't wait to test. I'm also interested to see how the new ASUS Zephyrus G15 does, and of course test out those thermal upgrades to the popular TUF A15. Let me know which laptops you thought were the best down in the comments, and make sure you get subscribed for all of my upcoming reviews on these gaming laptops as they come in. For now though, you can get more detailed information on all of these new 2021 models in my CES playlist over here, so I'll see you over in another video.